Coming up on Monday's edition of the Daily Clone here in the Northwest Bank Studios, Big 12 weekly honors. A few Cyclones have earned them. Bacon is back and how Iowa State got downhill. But first, a word from a few of our sponsors.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fareway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
The Neil Diamond Musical, A Beautiful Noise, the uplifting true story, featuring all the songs you love from his Grammy Award-winning career. October 21st through 26th at Des Moines Civic Center. On sale at dmpa.org.
Hello and welcome into the Northwest Bank Studios for the Daily Clone on a 1-0 Monday. I am back from Ireland, a little bit sleep-deprived. I do miss it, though. I'm glad to be home. I loved my time in Dublin. It's one of my favorite vacations I've ever taken. But I did set my expectations for food a little bit low, and it was better than I thought. I came away impressed, but it's not Fareway Meat and Grocery, not even close. I need myself a Fareway ribeye right now. I might grill one up tonight in celebration of the 1-0 Iowa State Cyclones. You should do the same. Hit up your local Fareway. We're going to jump into some Big 12 weekly honors because 3 Iowa State Cyclones have walked away with one. Iowa State redshirt freshman Marcus Neal Jr. is the conference's Defensive Player of the Week. Neal made his first career start, recording a team-high 8 tackles to go with 1.5 tackles for loss, including one on a second quarter 4th down stop. What a play. Neal was incredible Saturday and 100% deserves this recognition. Wide receiver Dom Overby has been named as the Big 12 Freshman of the Week. Overby caught his first career touchdown pass and finished with 29 yards. Finally, Aiden Flora is the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week. The pride of ADM recovered the first quarter muffed punt and averaged 28 yards per return on kickoffs. This is the first weekly honor for all 3 of those Cyclones, Neal, Overby, and Flora. The next thing I want to hit on as we continue to talk about Saturday's Farmageddon is how well Iowa State ran the ball in the second half, and more specifically the fourth quarter, because after the first half of averaging just 1.2 yards per carry, it looked like Iowa State was not going to run the ball at all. And then the O-line started to move some guys in the third quarter, and Adusama did a little bit of damage, and that set up a fourth quarter where the O-line was mauling Kansas State, and a fresh Carson Hansen ran downhill. It was a strong and encouraging second half, to say the least.
And I think we got the game back to our rhythm. You know, we were not in the best rhythm, in the first half. And again, there were a couple plays to be made that I think could have helped us go into a great rhythm. But again, the offensive line battled today, and we have a lot of faith in those guys. Coach Clanton does a great job, and I think their ability to battle and not crumble, because I think I've been a part of those games, where it goes south early and you don't have the confidence to work yourself through it. So credit to them, they did a great job in the second half.
Number 26 Carson Hansen was great. So was the other number 26. In his first game back from injury, Caleb Bacon looked like one of the top linebackers in the conference. Bacon made some big plays and soaked it all in with a victory lap at Aviva Stadium. It was a special return to the field for one of Iowa State's captains.
To come back into a stadium like this for your first ever game back was an unreal experience. Just being out in front of, I don't know how many people that holds, but it felt like it was 100,000 the way they were screaming every third down. It was just a lot to take in coming out at first, but as we got into the game, kind of mellowed out a little bit, and it was just an awesome experience.
Moving to some bigger picture stuff, that is one of the biggest regular season wins of the Matt Campbell era. Not only is it another win against a rival, the entire college football world had their eyes on it as a standalone game. But the reason it's even bigger than both of those areas is that Iowa State is 1-0 in the Big 12 and now own the tiebreaker with the odds-on favorite entering the season. When chasing a Big 12 championship, every win matters, especially against those other top teams. I mean, that's how us media and fans look at it. Matt Campbell doesn't see it that way.
Hopefully, if I make anybody mad, I really don't care. So I think we're set up for failure because I think this is the hardest schedule in the country. And the reality of it is, we go home and we play an incredible South Dakota team that's coming in, and they had a great year. You're talking about a team that's in the Final Four, right? And then obviously you play another huge rival game that's going to have emotion. And then somehow we're on the road at an Arkansas State team that we know is super talented. That's the first quarter of our football season. And it's going to take everything we got. And I think our kids know that. We've talked about that, and that's not an excuse. Nobody really cares, and we don't care. We just know that's the schedule at hand, and it's going to take everything that we've got the ability to do to be our best in the moment. So I think it's a great challenge. Winning the game is great, but the reality of it is how we grow from this game. Can we handle the trip back home? Man, can we be ready for next Saturday? And, that unbelievable fan base, it was awesome to have them here tonight, but we're going to need them times 10 every step of the way from here. And so hopefully this will keep them coming.
Matt Campbell is definitely not taking South Dakota lightly. Neither are we at Cyclone Fanatic. We're going to break down the Coyotes from top to bottom all week here on the Daily Clone. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep following along all the video coverage that we are doing of the Iowa State Cyclones here at Cyclone Fanatic. Thanks for tuning in to the Northwest Bank Studios.